Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day, another week, another episode of 30 NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Helldivers, nothing but Helldivers. Just because by the time I stopped streaming on Thursday night after Generation X Gaming Podcast to then coming live today, we've had a week's worth of news within a 3.5 day of actual stuff that's going on. So on today's show, we're going to cover everything that happened, just in case you missed it, from Helldivers and Sony and what happened with the PC community from Thursday, late Thursday evening, right after the podcast went down to today, this morning, when Sony finally bent the knee. If you're completely lost, I'm going to try to put everything together in a coherent type of thing. Lots of tabs open, lots of things open, and we're going to try to break it down from beginning to what inspired over the weekend to what it ended up as. So if you like what we do here, we go over news stories. We do this Monday through Thursday from about 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond, become a member as little as $5. So here's how it started. Okay, here's how it started. This was on May 2nd at 8:33 p.m. Okay. So this is literally a half hour into our podcast that we were doing on Thursday night, and Helldivers came out and said, "Attention Helldivers, due to a technical issue at the launch of Helldivers 2, we allow linking requirements for Steam accounts to the PlayStation Network account temporarily optional. The grace period will now expire. To see details below in this post. Now, account linking plays a critical role in protecting our players and upholding our values and safety and security provided to PlayStation and PlayStation Studio games. This is our main way of protecting players from griefing and abuse and enabling the banning of players to engage in all the type of behavior. And it also allows those players to have been banned the right to appeal. As soon as May 6th, all new Helldiver 2 players on Steam will also require to connect to the Steam account on PlayStation Network account, and current players on Steam will start to see a mandatory login on May 30th and will be required to have a linked Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. PlayStation Network accounts are free and easy to set up using this link below. We understand that while this is maybe inconvenient for some of you, boy, will that be an understatement, okay, this step will also help you to continue to build a community that you are all proud of to be a part of. Many thanks to continued support of Helldivers 2, Sony Interactive Entertainment. Now, that sounds pretty basic, right? Everyone's like, no big deal. All these other companies do it. Ubisoft, EA, Microsoft, right? Everybody. Rockstar, right? All these other companies are like, hey, you need to sign up. If you want to play our game, you got to sign up. Everyone's like, cool. We have no problem with that. But here's the main crux of the entire thing of what happened this weekend, okay? Is that people thought, they're like, well, what's the big deal? Just sign up. And it wasn't about the sign up. It was about the sign up of the bait and switch 3 months in. Now, I know people are going to start defending this. Well, it was there. And here's the thing, right? So let's go to the main guys. I have to find his tweet. I have so many freaking things opened up from him. Okay. He talks about that he knew about it 6 months ago. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Community first, a bit collaborative. Secondly, we wanted the partner. Effectively, he talks about it in one of his tweets that he knew about it 6 months prior. Here it is. He says, somebody asks him, okay? He says, this is a moment to tweet what you guys don't have phones? And he's being jokingly, right? This is the CEO. He says, on a serious note, we're talking about solutions with PlayStation, especially for non-PSN countries. Our voices have been heard, and I'm doing everything I can to speak for the community, but I don't have the final, okay? I don't have the final say, basically, is what he's saying, okay? Now, someone says, while you're not acting all blameless, I like that you should have known probably years if PSN would also be required, and I bet this was and he comes out and says, I do have part to play, right? I'm not blameless in all of this. My decision is to disable the account linking at launch so that the players could play the game. Now, if you guys don't understand this, remember, when we look at the Helldiver charts, if I can look at the Helldiver charts 3 months ago, okay, right around here, when the uptick was happening, I don't have the other chart label, but you would see that there was downvotes starting to happen because people bought the game and they couldn't get into the servers. They had they had the bottleneck going on, and they figured out what the problem was. The problem was what they were trying to do of the link in, of the servers were crashing. So the main guy decided to pull it, okay, to pull down this. He says, I did not ensure players were all aware of the requirements, and we didn't talk about this enough. Okay, if we knew about this 6 months, we knew about this 6 months before launch, and it would be mandatory for online PlayStation titles. Okay, now the problem here is that Arrowhead CEO, decided to make a change of where they were going to pull this because people were coming in, they wanted to play the game, they were on this hype train of I want to play the game. Everyone was coming in, and you saw this uptick. Okay, you saw the uptick of all the popularity of people going on, right? It came out February 8th. By February 19th, they were past 400,000 concurrent players on there, and then it went even higher. Well, if and when this was on, which it was on day one. Now, I bought mine on the Wednesday, okay, which was 6 days after the actual launch. I personally never saw anything pop up on my screen, never told me that I needed to sign up for a PlayStation Network. Not that it really matters because I already have a PlayStation Network because I have a PlayStation, but I never had to link it, sign up, nothing popped up, right? Now, obviously, their own words, they removed it day one because of the issues that were happening. So anybody after the first day didn't scroll down. Now, when you go to Steam, yes, there's a thing down there just on every game that needs you to sign in. There's 3 yellow bars that tell you that you're going to need to sign in on stuff, okay? Now, on Sony's own site, okay, now I'm going to have to find this one because I forgot to pull this one up. We're going to have to find the before and after, okay? They showed what their policy said and then what it said afterwards, and which they changed. Okay, here it is. So, it's a little blurry, but I'll read it to you. Okay, before May 3rd, in this red box here, it says, do I have to sign into PlayStation Network to play PlayStation game on PC? Signing into PlayStation Network is optional when playing a PlayStation game on PC. After May 3rd, it now says, do I have to sign into PlayStation to play a PlayStation game on PC? Some PlayStation games may require you to sign in and link an account for PSN. Now, this right here is already admit to guilt that PlayStation fucked up here about what they were supposed to do. Also, Arrowhead had a problem because they pulled it down and never brought anything back up. Now, there's also another thing that says to link your account. It shows a QR code and whatnot, which would have been there if they were responsible enough to post it on the thing. So every time you logged into Helldivers, it would pop up and say, hey, just a reminder, you're going to have to sign in, blah, blah, blah. Now, if this was done on day one, it would have been, I don't think it would have been as big of a pushback because all these other companies make you sign in to play their games as well. But because the crux of this is 3 months after, 55 to 60% of your player base on Helldivers is from PC. And if it wasn't for the PC players, Helldivers wouldn't have this moment of how it's so popular and getting pushed with the regular popularity of everyone else. Okay? So the community is like really good, right? Everything about this game. There's nothing wrong with the actual game itself. This is about the policies about Sony that tried to do with Arrowhead. Arrowhead dropping the ball. Sony and Arrowhead both dropping the ball. And the person that has to, make the money go back is Steam. So obviously there's people with hundreds and hundreds of hours that are like, wait a minute, I didn't know this was a thing because it wasn't a thing. Because they didn't scroll down to then click on the button. It's the picture first, then it's the buy button, and then if you scroll down a little bit more for like requirements and minimum requirements for your PC, and then it says you have to have a PSN network. So this was a major issue by the company of Sony and Arrowhead dropping the ball. They didn't say it. They admit not saying it. They said, well, we should have been more transparent about this. We should have said something about this. They knew about this. And then people started bitching about it, right? And then you have the defenders that come out and said, well, what's the big deal? Just sign up. Just sign up. Just sign up. And I've never understood the mentality of sucking the teat of a corporation, okay? There's another thing that sounds familiar like this. Just get it, right? And then, oh, well, we didn't need to get it, right? Just sign up. just pay the $20 for a microtransaction. Just do this, right? And the people that are pushing back are going, why do I need a PlayStation account when I haven't had one for 3 months and everything's working fine? Now there's people coming out saying, well, now that this all went through, how am I going to be protected? They already have a protection. They already have an anti-cheat. They already have these things already in the game. This is a 100% bullshit line that PlayStation says, well, this is the thing that needs you to protect you from the bullies out there. Okay, let me as an adult decide if I want to be bullied or not bullied, right? Because I could tell you, playing Helldivers for 68 hours that I have, almost 69, giggity, okay, I've never had one person tell me to go F myself or to go off myself or to do anything else. You know why? Because I'm playing with people that are in my friends list, and the people that are in the community are actually not bad people. They're all playing the game. It's not a PvP game. It's a PvE game. So the griefing and stuff going on, it's not a high threshold over here. It's not nothing's happening. It's a, yeah, sure, you get killed by your teammates, but that's part of the game. Okay, that's part of the game. So as it goes on, people start complaining and going, well, this is a problem. And they're like, well, what's the problem? They're like, well, I can't, once this goes through, I can't play this game in my country anymore. And then they find out that there's 177 countries. I think it went down a little bit. I think it's like 130 or 122 or something like that, countries that they can't play. So now, think about this, okay? Because a lot of people don't look at this, right? I do these analogies all the time. There's a fire outside. It's not burning my house, so why do I care? Even though the neighbors' houses are burning, okay? So I don't have a problem because I have a PlayStation Network account. I can play the game in my country. But other people now that bought the game can no longer play the game because they don't have access to a PlayStation Network account in their country. So they bought the game through Steam, and now they can no longer play their game. They're going to be banned from this, right? So there's a huge problem here. They're like, well, what happens to me? So much so that the actual CEO goes, I don't know. I don't know what happens to you, okay? Which is just hilarious because if the person that's made the game doesn't know what's going to happen to them, and then they're okay making money, right? Sony's okay making the money from all these people that could play their game on PC, but now they want them to have a PSN network account, and if they can't, they're just going to ban them, right? So now the player base starts to rebel, right? They're like, well, then we're going to start downvoting. Okay, we're going to start showing people that this is not how it works. Okay? So they start negatively putting it, in negative. It goes mostly negative. They lose 300,000 downvotes over a certain period of time, and they start freaking out, right? The community managers, okay? The community managers start to, and I never understood this either, right? I talked about this in my Discord. If you're a community manager, your whole job is to be the bridge between the gamers and the developers. Not to shit talk your consumers, okay? To aggravate them to the point where they want to negatively downvote your game and then start giving you death threats, okay? So instead of these community managers, and this is not just with Helldivers, this is going across the board, right? I don't know why all of a sudden these community managers are losing their shit, okay, by talking back to their customers, right? They're the bridge. Instead, these community managers were like the TNT, okay? One goes on to say, and I'm trying to see if I can find it because again, I have a lot of tweets open, right? So let me show you the what's happened to their. This is what happened. Okay, this is what happened over just the last 3.5 days, okay, of the negativity going on. But now you can see that the positivity is shooting back up, right? The reviews are going back up because they overturned what they were doing. Okay. So the community managers weren't de-escalating the stuff. They were making it worse. Okay, they were making it worse. Where the CEO was actually trying to de-escalate stuff. He was like, "Hey, this is what's happening," and he was very, very transparent. Okay, so this is one of the community managers. Okay, he says, "Yeah, I was completely unaware after he went off on somebody. I thought you were leaving. I thought you were returning your game, right? Even all this other stuff." He says, "Yeah, I wasn't completely unaware of how many countries didn't have the ability to make a PlayStation account when I made that statement. I deeply regret implying that it was so easy for everyone to just sign up and not have to worry about it. It's absolutely not our intention to force people to break Sony TOS or just not play the game if they're in a restriction region. There needs to be a better solution. Oh, you mean a better solution of where you don't come out and start attacking your fan base that actually made your game? Like, why you have a job? Right? This is what I don't understand. Let me see if I could find the other one that he said. I'm sure it's in a story here. Okay. So we're going to go over each story, but this is how it ended. Okay. So it ended with Sony saying this. Okay. Now, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on Helldivers 2 account linking update and May 6 update, which would also require Steam and PlayStation Network account linking and new players, and the current players being May 30th, and will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for the continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. Again, the problem was that they changed this in the middle, okay? And the people that like to lick the boots of corporate, right, of these corporate shills, okay? You think YouTubers are corporate shills. The people that defend corporate, okay, they're like, well, Microsoft does this. Well, EA does this. EA, Rockstar, Activision, Microsoft, they all do it day one, which they had. Sony did it day one, but they also removed it day one as well. And then they went back retroactively trying to put it onto people after they said they didn't need it. So tell me this, okay? Tell me you can't work from home because we just don't allow you to work from home. And then all of a sudden something happens and then everyone works at home. And then you got to tell me I got to come back to the office, right? And people are like, well, wait a minute. You told me I couldn't work from home. Now I'm working from home and nothing's changed. And now you tell me I have to come back to the office. Why do I have to come back to the office, right? Same vibe here, right? You can play the game without being on a PlayStation Network. We want you to sign up for the PlayStation Network for your protection, but we've been playing for 3 months with no issues. So why do I have to sign up for a PlayStation Network? And they're like, well, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know why you have to sign up for the thing, right? So it's very funny to me that all of this has happened. We're going to go over news stories, but it's very funny to me that this has happened. And the people that protect it, just sign up, just sign up, just sign up. And now they overturned it. And now the people that said just sign up, there's people starting to come out that they're upset that they had to sign up, right? They're like, well, I had to sign up. Well, what now? And let me tell you something. You can't unsign, okay? Once you sign up for a PlayStation Network, you can't unsubscribe from the PlayStation Network. They won't let you, okay? It has to go through its process of inactive for a certain amount of time to use it, which I think is pretty funny. You know, pressure people, just sign up, just sign up. And then the people that have integrity and they stick to their guns, okay, that don't want to sign up for something because they're like, we don't have to sign up for something. And now Sony reverses it. People are now upset that they had to sign up. That tells a lot about yourself if you're the one that bent the knee. And now Sony bent the knee, okay? So this is just my thoughts on this roughly of what's going on. We're actually going to go into stories. Let me say good morning to chat. What's going on, chat? How's everyone doing? I think it's hilarious that PlayStation tried to do this, okay, and then at the same time bend the knee, right? They're seeing what they could do, but they saw the reviews. Now, if I was, again, I'm not returning my game. I didn't leave a review. I didn't leave anything. I'm fine. Like, I just stopped playing the game, okay? That's what I do. I stopped playing the game, but I wasn't playing the game anyway. I wasn't going to continue playing the game. But now that they've changed it back, I'm like, oh, cool. I can play the game again. Okay. So let me see what you guys are saying here. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, El? What's going on, Travis? Hater, Kylo Green, Eclipse, Robert Jones, Dave Rose. What's going on, Z? What's going on, Sarge? Roadkill. Eric, Rowick, Alien. Good morning. Who else am I missing here? Anybody else? Anybody else? I think that's it. All right, so let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, what a disaster it was. It was crazy. Brain Eclipse says, Sony fucked up around and found out that just like Microsoft, they tried to make PC gamers pay for online. It doesn't happen. Come on, Rose. Good morning. Let's see. Wait, guys, did you all sign into the PlayStation and Xbox accounts before logging in into here? What's up, all? Breaking news. Rose Rise of Ronin is selling so well, they said it was probably get DLC. The apology tweet was laughable. Well, the apology tweet, which wasn't an apology tweet, right? It's just like, dude, like, I don't understand what these community managers are doing. Multiple community managers were on a warpath, like shoving foot in mouth as they're trying to figure out stuff that's going on, and they all do it. The PC community, keep this real. If we all can't dive together, then no one dives. Sarge says, "Oh, chat, I'm going back and saying, fuck you, Sony. And if you didn't know why, you need help. Control over your money, control over your games, but this is just so convenient." Let's see here. In the PC feature trailer, it says they're required to have a PC account, though. It's very easy to miss. You're thinking, though, Eric, that when people are hyped about a game, if your friend, right, if your friend told you, hey, I'm playing this Helldivers game, you should get it, dude. It's so awesome. Everyone's like, all right, cool. And they go right to Steam and they download the game. They don't scroll down, okay? They don't scroll down. If they really wanted to, here, you know what? Let me go to the Steam. Okay, let me go to Steam. Let me go to Steam. Now, obviously, I already have Helldivers, but let me go to Helldivers. Okay. Oh. Okay. So Helldivers, right up here. This is it, right? I come to the page and I'm like, oh, cool. I want to buy it. Boom. Play now, right? Which would be the buy now. Okay. This is what you see. Then you got to scroll down, right? You got to scroll down here. That's one full scroll for me. Then here's another scroll, and then here it is. If they really wanted people to see this, they would put the buy button below this, right? Either move these things up so they're here, or move this buy now, right? Get the game now, wish list now, down here after this segment, right? Very simple. Very simple solution for people to see. Okay, now they can see it. Most people don't go past this, right? Buy Helldivers, cool, add cart. Done. Right? They don't scroll down over here. Okay? They just click on the thing. These are facts. Okay? Now, even that point, when you log into the actual game, okay? Now I have 68 hours, right? What does it say? 63.6 hours on record. Okay? I have yet to see one thing that pop up. It's literally one of the quickest games to get in. You log in, and then boom, you're in the ship. Alien says this is a shit show. Is my show a shit show? My show is always a shit show. I know you're not talking about me, Alien. Or maybe you are. Should have communicated better. Absolutely, the communication was a breakdown from Sony to Arrowhead to the customers. If Sony is planning on releasing more and more games on PC, which they are, right? They should be created their own game launcher like EA and Epic Games. Yeah, Sony tried it, but the fan base for the game is mostly 30 to 50-year-old dads. The fact that when asked when the PvP is coming to head of Arrowhead, said never. Long story short, this was a BS move by Sony and the gamers fought back. Democracy wins. These CMs are absolutely suck. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with the community managers. I'm trying to catch up on live chat, guys. Community managers are not the brightest bunch. Like, what is the job description of a community manager? All right, guys, we need a community manager for our brand new game to come out. What we were looking for is we're looking for people to shit talk the customers that have questions and come out. It doesn't matter what the customers say to you. As a community manager, you're like, oh, let me check on that for you. Oh, you know what? We have an answer for you. Not, hey, go fuck yourself. I thought you were returning the game. He didn't say go fuck yourself, but... So over 170 regions who were able to play now can't. Well, Ron, it's funny because Sony knew what the regions didn't, but yet they weren't stopping the sales, right? Now they're stopping the sales. Now you can no longer buy the game in those regions. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to those people once it goes through. The bootlicker drive me insane. These are the same dudes that defend a $20 skin in the mission being locked behind day one paywall, and they're spineless, and they need to be expunged from the gaming community. Mr. Luke is like, at Sony are years behind every other game developer. It makes you sign up to play. It's just weird to me. Look, I'm okay if it's optional, right? Like, if it's optional to sign in, like, Ghost of Tsushima's coming out. They have a multiplayer part. You're going to have to sign into your PlayStation account if you want to link that part. But the single player, you're not going to have to. Sony has made this mistake multiple times, has never learned. Arrowhead shouldn't suffer the mistake. Definitely fire the community manager, though. Jax, the problem is they knew about Sony going in, right? We'll read more in depth. This is going to be a weird show today because I'm going to be reading articles of the same stuff I've already said, but we're going to break down that even more through the articles. Because there's so much stuff that happened over the 3 days. I'm not like CNN here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to take my whole weekend to go through all this shit. So we'll read exactly like I do, and we'll break it down that way. I think the most impressive part of this whole thing was the fanboys bending over backwards to defend a billion-dollar company. I never get it, Reese. I never understood. It's like their dad owns the company. It's like their dad owns the company. So let's read some tweets here from. Okay, let's read. This is from the CEO. These are a couple of his tweets. Okay, let's start off going backwards here, right? So March 20th, March 25th, March 27th, April 1st. Okay, I think it starts right here. Okay, hey everyone. In regards to account linking, the question there, please refrain to PlayStation Network. If you have any further questions, you have to reach us using the content PlayStation support. That's how it started. Okay. Then he says, ouch. Right in the review score. Well, I guess this warrants it. Sorry, everyone, for how it all transpired, and I hope it will make it up to you by agreeing to trust by providing continued and great game experience. It's just what want to make a great game. And look, I think the CEO should fire all the community managers because he's the best community manager. Him coming out and talking as very candid as he is gives me hope, right? Remember the guy that came out, one of the CEOs for CD Projekt Red, and told you that they weren't going to make a game that was broke, buggy like the other guys, and then they did? Okay, that's the opposite effect. This guy comes out and says, look, man, we just want to make good games. We didn't want to be bogged down by this shit, and they made a mistake, okay? He says, waking up to the sunshine of yesterday's replaced the dreary drizzle, and shivering winds makes me reflect on how I spent my time those rare few moments when all was perfect. Yet rain essentially growth and also changes spring into summer. I will just have to wait for it, right? Because he's having a shit show right now. He says, in this moment to tweet what you guys don't have phones, and he's being very trying to break up the he's trying to break up the bad energy, right? He's just like, hey, what, you guys don't have phones, right? And this to me is really great of the CEO. He says, on a serious note, we're talking solutions with PlayStation, especially for the PlayStation Network in countries. Your voice has been heard, and I'm doing everything I can to speak out in the community, but I don't have the final say, right? So, obviously, he wins big over with me because of these little banter back and forth with the community, right? He's doing more for his community, for his game, than the actual people he hired for community managers that are, like, they're out of touch people, okay? So the original post was about Helldivers 1, which is unrelated to the situation with Helldivers 2. Helldivers 1 does not have a PSN login. So it doesn't make sense for people to target unrelated titles. This is about Helldivers 2. So 15 hours ago, people are starting to review bomb Helldivers 1 because of it. And he's like, dude, look, this has nothing to do with that. And that's just the internet being the internet. You know what I mean? That's the internet being the internet. So let me read this whole thing. 16 hours ago, he says, it deeply saddens me that Helldivers game is also being review bombed due to the recent Helldivers 2 controversy. What's next? Review bombing Magicka and Gauntlet as well? Other PlayStation titles? And he's saying, like, look, I don't understand. Helldivers is like 8 years old. You guys are going back and review bombing this. Like, let's be adults, right? And again, there's adults, and then there's children that act and pretend that they're adults. And there's also adults that, that act like children. But, okay. 8 hours ago, he says, firstly, I'm impressed with the willpower of the Helldivers community and your ability to collaborate. Secondly, I want to thank your partners and parents and friends at PlayStation for quickly and effectively making the decision to leave PlayStation Network linking optional. We together want to set it new. Okay, he says, we want to set it new, a standard for what is a live game and how developers and community can support each other and create the best gaming experience. Okay, so this is a good thing. Now, how are they going to go about this way? I think Dan Gaming said it over the weekend, right? I saw his tweet. You guys don't know Dan Gaming. He's a big Twitch streamer, okay? He actually said something this weekend, and I looked at it, and I was like, well, that makes sense, right? He says, if I was PlayStation executive, I would have not required account linking for Helldivers 2. Instead, I would have given some free PlayStation character cosmetic to anyone who did link their account to PlayStation. Everyone would have won, and almost with no drama. That's right. The key thing out of this is optional. Optional. Okay? Now, obviously, your PlayStation guys on the PlayStation Network have a PlayStation account. So you have them on PlayStation. The PC guys, if they go, oh, man, that's a really badass cosmetic, I want to get that. If they signed up and got it, then that's on them, and then you got their information. But everybody else, you're forcing people after the fact to, well, if you don't sign up, you're not going to be able to play your game. And it'll be like, well, fuck you. Then I'm not going to play your game. It's easy as that. Okay? Job description of community reads as follows, 30. Be a douchiest as completely unnecessary and does nothing. Is that the official LinkedIn description? No shade to the nurses or the community managers are equivalent of waiting to be the doctor, but sitting to be the nurse. Look at that. It's already a bat. The mix C PC gamers aren't bad. Just don't fuck around. Yeah, they've already pushed it back up, Eclipse. They've already pushed it back up. Reese says, I think the most impressive part of this whole thing is the fanboys bending over backwards in a billion-dollar company. And we read that one. I feel like this is part of the family, same way people feel that the way about dogs. Imagine some gamers take their systems on walks. PlayStation just learned the PCMR ain't ponies. Those guys ain't going to let Sony screw them over. I anticipate PC users will be pirating PlayStation games going forward. Potential, Vandal. Potential. And Lenny says, community manager's most pointless job ever. CEO of the company is the CM. That dude is what's keeping the game alive. Yeah, he literally single-handedly keeping them afloat. Glad Sony did the right thing. This is turning into a disaster for them. I still think there's going to be a little bit of remnants, Jason. I think there's going to be a little bit of remnants. I mean, yes, it's turning the corner, but now people on PC are a little bit more wide open, and we'll see what the sales go forward with PlayStation games going forward. 30, question. Do we have a community manager? Can I have a company go, nah, I don't want one of those? I mean, I would assume, I mean, they don't have community managers. Their community managers are completely all a shit show over there. I missed the beginning. Would you have linked your account if you were going to stop playing? If I didn't already have a PlayStation Network account, I didn't link it, first of all, Jason. But yes, I wouldn't have played the game. Okay? I already have a PlayStation Network account, so it's not a big deal if I linked it because I already have one. Okay? But at the same time, I wouldn't have linked it because why do I have to link it? Okay? I would just stop playing the game. If they forced me to link my account, okay, or I would lose my option to play the game, then I would give them the big fucking finger and say, well, since you're forcing me to not be able to play the game that I paid for, then I am no longer playing for your game, and I would ask for a refund, and I would have gone through the whole thing, 100%. But I also didn't do anything, right? I didn't do anything. I already have the game. I wasn't going to make a return. I wasn't going to make a bad review, okay? Because, again, the review to me is not on the game. It's on the company, of their publisher. So I just didn't do anything. I was waiting to go, okay, well, if they're going to cut me off, well, then I'm going to ask for a refund if it went that far. I'm not a person that, like, literally just reacts right away. I sit back and go, all right, let's read this out. Let's read the room. Does it sound like a bad idea? Like PlayStation account, get cosmetic armor? Yeah, let it be a choice. Remember a couple weeks ago, I was like, if a company told you you had to wear a microphone and a camera with you at all times, okay? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. So if someone told you you had to wear a microphone and a camera at all times, you would go, F you, I'm not doing that, right? But if we can make someone go, hey, we got this really cool phone, and it does like the internet, and you can check your emails, and you can play video games on it, then people go, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy that. And they're going to pay you $900, $1,000 to get that GPS camera and microphone on them at all times. They opted in. Right? Put that cosmetic out there. Regardless of them changing the course on this, they might have lost a lot of goodwill with the PC community. Oh, absolutely, Jax. 100%. Review bombing doesn't do anything? Well, that's not true. Review bombing does do stuff. You know why they changed it? It wasn't because of whining community down votes. It was money. Well, that's because of the review bombing, Travis. See, here's the funny part. Do you know why games get fixed? It's not the people just eating the, this is so good. We got a shitty broken game. Like, Helldivers not a shitty broken game. Okay? But in this scenario, they were trying to do something that wasn't good. After the fact. If they did it day one, and they did it correctly, I don't think they would have had a big enough pushback. But they also wouldn't have as many sales as they have. Just saying. Okay? Okay, because a lot of PC guys go, oh, I have to sign up for that? No, thanks. They wouldn't have played the game. But they would have had that option at the beginning, not forced to do it at the end. Okay? If it wasn't for the people bitching about games being broke, buggy, and unfinished, then those games wouldn't get fixed. Okay? See, the baby eats the food that their parents give them. Here you go. That's the consumer. The parents are the companies. You are the baby, and I'm not saying you, Travis. The customers are the baby. Here's the thing. Open up eyed. Okay? Where a parent that's actually good goes, well, this food is bad. I'm going to bitch about this. They're like, just give it to your fucking baby. Who cares if the food's bad? Right? You're like, well, I'm a educated parent, and I'm not giving my baby bad food. I want good food. So I'm going to bitch about this. Come on, dude. Broken games are a feature now. Now, with Helldivers, it's not a broken game. It was broke when it came out, and they fixed it. Okay? But if it wasn't for the people that actually have integrity, okay, and morals, then a lot of things wouldn't get fixed. They would just give you the minimal viable product. But the game having mostly negative reviews does help with the new person looks at the game. And it looks like they trashed it. I'm not gonna buy it. But right. Yes, at 90% of gamers are babies. We listen to the people who blatantly lie to us and still consume. 16 times of lying sounds good. Give it to me. Yeah, but Travis, again, see, you're lumping everyone into just what's that from Red Letter Media? Just buy, don't ask questions, just take next product. Okay, I know I misquoted him. Okay, I'm not that. Never have been, never will be. Okay, just sign up. Where was that thing that I sent? Is Altern here? Where did I put the... Was it in... I forget where it was. Someone tweeted something the other day, and I posted it, and now I'm trying to remember where I posted it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. Quarter Black Garrett. Okay. This is him saying, like, he's putting it out there, and this is the people that defend stuff. Okay. Forced third-party account link. Just make an account. AAA busted game at launch. Just pay full price. Loot boxes. Just ignore them. Okay. DRM. Who cares? Games deleted from libraries. Who didn't own them anyway? Okay. Getting 25% off a full price of waiting for the rest of the DLC. Just buy the DLC. Right? It's the exact same energy. Okay. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Why can't you just sign up? Just link your account. You're right. What is the big deal? Why do I have to sign up for an account? It's not a big deal. So why does Sony need me to sign up? That's how most gamers act. That's not true. Most gamers don't act that way. See, most gamers act that way that you know of because most gamers that you act on or see are on Twitter, are in the same circles as you, right? Majority of the population is not like that. That's the minority of the population like that. This proves that the PC gamers aren't babies because they were when it was also not happening. Just saying. Well, that's true also, Jason. The people that I'm talking about are not the worst ones, right? Those are the people that actually keep shit together and make sure we don't all get screwed over. I stopped pre-ordering years ago, except for CD Projekt Red. That Cyberpunk came out, broke my soul. Now I go scorch earth on shady devs and the folks that defend them. Yeah, so let's see. We already read that one. I'm going to start closing some of these because I have so many. My biggest thing that happened this weekend is the community managers saying what they said, right? So let's start off with this. This is on May 3rd. Okay, this is an article from May 3rd. Okay, it says Helldivers 2 hit by a wave of negative Steam reviews after PSN announces, right? So Helldivers 2 gets over gets over 17,500 negative reviews in one day, right? This is literally on May 3rd. Okay, so this is 3 days ago. Sony announces Helldivers 2 PlayStation Network requirement in Steam posts at 8:33 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, May 2nd. This triggered a massive spike in negative reviews on Friday. As of writing this, of 17,500 Steam reviews. Users also post negative reviews in a single day, while games' overall rating is still mostly positive. In recent reviews, they have also dropped to mix. The automatons have taken over the Sony headquarters, reads a headline from Steam reviewer critic of all changes over. This is what I love. The people that were leaving reviews about Helldivers on Helldivers were still keeping into character, right? They were still keeping into character, which I thought was great. Over 11,700 users rated it helpful. Quite a few others made similar jokes. Another reads, I bought this game on Steam with the intentions of playing it on Steam. I do not now, nor will I ever play a PlayStation account. Forcing players to link or be banned from the game months after its launch is unacceptable. And that is the main crux of the thing, right? It's not that you have to sign up. It's that you're forcing people to sign up 3 months afterwards, and if you don't sign up, then you lose access to the game, okay? Sony claims that requiring a PlayStation Network for Helldivers 2 makes it easier for police abusive players. This is our main way of protecting players from griefing and abuse and enabling the banning players and engaging in this type of behavior, right? I would like to know how many people are being banned from Helldivers because they're like what? What's happening? It's not a PvP game. It's not a PvP game. This also allows those players to have been banned right to appeal. However, many players believe that the rule is motivated by the financial gain of rather than security. 100%. 100%. The requirement goes into effect on May 6th, which is today. Current Helldivers 2 players won't see mandatory login until May 30th, which is no longer in. Okay. That was an article from PSLS. Okay. Now we go to Sony, or we go to... let me go if I can find an article on... That's May 5th. 13 hours ago. Here's another article on May 3rd. Okay, Sony is forcing Helldivers 2 Steam players to connect to PlayStation Network account. It's going down about as well as you would expect. Okay. Update, the boss of Helldivers 2 developer Arrowhead has pointed fans to anger by today's account, linking news directly at PlayStation support, suggesting that they get in touch with Sony rather than the studio. In a tweet, Arrowhead CEO linked the PSN sign-in and PS support page. He said anyone that with a question should reach out to Sony itself. Okay. Earlier today, Sony announced that PS players of Helldivers 2 would soon be forced to link their Steam account to PlayStation Network account. And that's the big word there. Forced. Okay. Confusingly, frequently asked questions section of Sony's support page appears contradicting a new requirement. Sony asks, do I have to sign in for PSN and play PlayStation game on PC? And the replies, signing into PlayStation is optional. And this is what I pointed out in the very beginning, right? They changed it from optional to you will have to sign in. Okay. In a statement attributed to Sony Interactive, the PlayStation maker said that due to the technical issues at launch, the Helldivers 2 is allowed to linking requirements to Steam accounts, a PlayStation Network account temporarily optional. Sony said that the grace period will now be expired. See, the temporary optional is different than their Sony account that said it was optional, right? So now it literally says that you know. So here's what's going to happen. On May 6th, Helldivers 2 players in Steam will be required to connect to their Steam accounts, the PlayStation Network account. Current players on Steam will also start to see mandatory login from May 30th and required to have linked into Steam PlayStation Network account by June 4th. Okay. Why Sony is forcing a requirement upon Steam players, safety and security is said, which is bullshit. 100% BS. Account linking plays a critical role in protecting our players and upholding the values of safety and security provided by PlayStation and PlayStation Studio games. Okay, perhaps brace yourself in the backlash of new was to come, right? Here's the thing. Maybe as a PC player, maybe I want optional of I want crossplay or not crossplay. I don't want to play with the PlayStation players. I just want to play with PC players, right? Maybe give an option for that for people. So the people that want to play with PC players, or I'm sorry, PSN players or PlayStation players, then they have to sign in. How about that? Okay. I think that's terrible, by the way. But if you're gonna force it, then force it to the people that want to play it on that way, not the people that don't. Optional is the key here. Optional is the wording. Okay. So let's go with that. Let's go out of that one. Let's see. We have another one. That's May 5th. May 4th. Here's Helldiver 2 community manager leaves Discord and posts an apology after meltdown rant. Okay, this is hilarious. All right, this is hilarious. Helldivers 2 was going so well until Sony got its hands on it. I don't think that's a thing either. You know what I mean? It's like Sony literally owns the IP of Helldivers. Okay. He says it's been a rough 2 days for Helldivers 2 community. This article is made on May 4th. Okay. And the developers' recent announcement was released regarding players and use the gaming platform Steam to access Helldivers 2 in all of its glory. The announcement left many PC gamers in an uproar. Developers stated that from May 6th, any new players that would also, we already read that. So Helldiver 2 players fight back against the new account linking issue, but one developer has had enough. Now, one of the hardest parts of being a developer is holding on your tongue against other players or comments that players have about the game and working on whether it's positive or negative. It's hard to hold back your personal opinions. Okay. Did he get rid of it? Did they move it? Helldivers is an important message from your partner. That's right. One developer of the official Helldivers 2 Discord seemed to have finally had enough of the complaints from the community as they began to issue numerous statements that left many gamers both shocked as the outburst in support of their community. Okay. During the unfortunate meltdown, the developer in question, Spitz, had a few choice of words to select number of gamers who were causing distress in the community's management team in the Discord channel. But after saying some rather problematic things, they issued an apologetic statement explaining themselves. Throughout the apology post, which wasn't really an apology post, Spitz explains that he had sadly let his negativity get to the best of him and managed to get under his skin. Well, that's just an excuse, isn't it? I mean, obviously, I don't know why you take it personally. You're a community manager of a organization. You're not the guy who created the game, right? The only person that should take it personally is the CEO, right? And even then, he's a better community manager than the community managers that he hired. Maybe he didn't hire, but okay. So throughout the apology, he managed to get underneath the skin, changing your review rather than harassing the hardworking employees. The Arrowhead Game Studios were entirely genuine, to the point that they even explained that they aren't happy about this account linking decision either. Not my problem, right? That's the mentality of a consumer. Not my problem. My problem is I gave you money, and now you're trying to stop me from playing your game when I supported the company, right? That's the way the gamer looks at it. right? This could have potentially been the final nail in the coffin for a specific developer. Okay. After the entire debacle began to come in at the end of the Helldivers 2 developer issued apology from Helldivers 2 community, there was also been a potential for this developer to have left the official Discord channel and make matters worse, potentially even more than that. He would think that he can even think of, which it was what? They fired him? I mean, look, in life, we all can make our own choices in life, right? You could go tell someone to go off, like, go F yourself, okay? And there's repercussions to those things. You have every right to say what you want to say, but sometimes when you work for a company, and I put this, we talk about this weekend, right? If this community manager had a YouTube channel like myself, and someone comes in and starts harassing me, and I go tell them to screw themselves, you're out of here, and then I ban that person, that's a completely different thing because I am the sole proprietor. This is my channel. This is my thing, okay? Where he is just a cog in the wheel of a corporation, okay? He's a community manager of a developer who works for Sony, who's contracted out, and he took it personally instead of just being a community manager going, hey, sorry about this. We're looking into it. We're really sorry. No, he lashed out at people and then was like, well, I didn't know all the stuff in the information. Sorry, my bad. It's like your whole existence as your job as a community manager is to de-escalate, not to escalate stuff, right? Like your job is so the CEO doesn't have to come out and say stuff. You are that bridge in between the developers and the consumers, okay? So the response from the developer is rather unprofessional to the point where he nearly reached the level of childness, okay? Where it's also been an even larger reaction than even fathom, is that it seems the developer has vanished from the Discord channel and the current time potentially fired. I mean, you hate to see people lose their jobs, but just add him to another one of those numbers. So that was like 19,001 if he did lose his job, right? So far, we don't know as to whether or not they're the things that have gone so far as of this, but we know that the gamers have taken suggested from Spitz to focus more on review bombing rather than harassing the staff in an attempt to hurt Sony as well as Arrowhead Game Studios. What are your thoughts about the unfortunate incident? Well, I'll tell you what. There's no difference on what happened here with Sony and... Well, there is a difference, but what I'm saying is Sony and Arrowhead, there's a partnership there, okay? Sony kind of dicked Arrowhead over at this moment, but Arrowhead gets the blame, and so does Sony. Sony kind of dicked Hello Games over back in the past, okay, with their game that came out, broke, buggy, unfinished, and pushed it out before it was ready. That was a Sony decision over on Hello Games, and that turned out good for Hello Games in the future. So I think Helldivers is fine. I don't think Helldivers is going to go under in any way, shape, or form. I think they're going to rally behind this. They made a game. They sold that game. You've heard me in the past say that Helldivers is doing something all other live service games wish they could do, right? They've made a really good game here, and the way they're doing the live service aspect of it, I think will win people back. Now, real quick, I just want to kind of show you, where is it? Now, this is not me ragging on Helldivers in any way, shape, or form. This is just the normal progression of a game. Okay, so the hype at its peak, okay, was right here. Right here was its peak. It's 458,709. Okay, on February 24th. Now, since then, a lot of people will look at it and go, well, the numbers didn't drop this weekend. It's been the same. Now, this is 3 months. This is all the 3 months that it's been in existence. Okay, ever since the peak, it's been going down. These are facts. Okay, this is not saying that Helldivers is bad in any way, shape, or way, or form, but it's a lot lower now than it was 3 months ago because there's lots of other games out there. There's lots of other things. This has nothing to do with the sign-in process. This has nothing to do if it's a broke or buggy game. This is people playing it, and they're kind of like tired of it, and they're moving on. And when warm bonds come in and different events come in, people will come back. It'll find its level player base. Okay. Now, obviously, if I go back to a week, right, it doesn't look like they've changed much, but there is a dip, right? April 29th, which is 139,000, to here, which is 110,000. Okay. They've lost 19,000 people, or 15,000 people, and that's just normal, right? So this is nothing to be like, oh my God, they're losing. Like, this is the blip right here, right? This right here. May 6th, May 5th, May 4th, right? May 3rd. So you can see over the weekend, it stayed pretty, right? And now we'll see where this goes down here. But for the most part, it's the last 48 hours, it's been the exact same. The overall, the game is declining because it's been out for 3 months. Other games are coming out. Everyone has just an amount of time that they can spend in certain games, right? Let me go back to what you guys are saying. Community manager isn't even a developer. Headset or nothing. I'm done with PlayStation after this. After this gen, I'm going PC and Nintendo. Travis says, Kyla, this is also certainly your take on personally your people who talk into controllers. You can also hear Xbox guys on the headset sound like mushmouth. I don't understand. What you guys are trying to make this like console thing again. Well, you sound like shit over here. Well, you guys sound like shit too. Your mom, right? Type of thing, right? People that open mics and speaking and eating the microphone. It has nothing to do with Microsoft or PlayStations. It's about the people that don't understand how to use a microphone. He doesn't know how to do his job, so you get fired. Wow, what a concept. Exactly, Sarge. I haven't played in almost 2 months. I like Helldivers. I just kind of got bored with it. Exactly, Rose. And which we actually had a conversation a couple months ago saying, how long will it last, right? Doing the same thing, right? You're doing the same thing. How long can that last for? If you're having fun with your friends and stuff, cool. All right, let's see if I can find another. We talked about May 4th. This is May 4th? No, that one. And you know what I like? You know what I like about the whole thing is that Arrowhead was trying to throw Sony underneath the bus, even so much so that the community managers started telling, "Hey, go leave a review, go review bomb us," because they're not listening to us either. Like, grasp that for a second, right? Arrowhead's probably sitting there going, "Look, we can't do this," right? And I'm being speculative here, right? I'm just saying stuff. I don't know what actually went on here. Okay. So Arrowhead's like, Sony, we can't do this. Just make it optional for PC players. We thought we were only going to get 100,000 people playing this game. We have well more than that. We have like 8 million copies sold, and you guys want to take half of that and just throw it out the window. This is not good. And Sony's like, let's see. We have all of these emails we need to get so we can get all your information, right? And they're like, you're killing us here. You're killing us here. Can we just please make it optional? And they're like, no, we're going forward with it. And Arrowhead's like, all right, go back and tell everyone to review bomb the game, right? Review bomb the game. Okay. And then dramatically, everyone goes and review bombs the game. So much so, it looks like this. Okay. It looks like, where is it? Where is the actual damn thing? It looks like this. Okay. Okay. That doesn't look good. What I think is funny, though, someone made a screenshot and said, this is a new cape. They took this part right here and they made this the cape, like the pattern for the cape. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good when you have 211,000 overwhelmingly negative and 490,000 mixed. Okay. They're like, what do we do? Let's fuck it up. So now what's happening, obviously, okay, now what's happening is if you left a bad review, now they're asking you to go make it positive again. Okay, Arrowhead tells Helldivers 2 players to change reviews to negative over PlayStation linking. Okay, this is May 4th. Okay, so they told you to go make it negative, and now they're telling you, hey, if you made that, go positive. So this is on May 4th. So the Helldivers community manager Spitz drew fire yesterday for seemingly snapping at a player for over the issue, saying that he should have just either reviewed the negative and move on. But now Spitz is walking back his attitude and maintaining it as he was being serious. You really should change your review to negative on Steam if you want to send a message to Sony. Okay, he probably got fired at that point. Again, I don't know if he did. But the change of attitude from, I thought you were getting a refund, to, no, go give a negative review. He says, I want people to make their displeasure known in the place of where you might actually make a difference. Steam reviews and refund requests will do that. Angry posting in the Discord won't. I'm not happy about the decision either. Now, he is right about that, right? You bitching about it in Discord is not going to do anything. You had to go take your anger and put it to the place where it's going to hurt Sony. Discord's just... It's like the echo chamber that was happening for them. And he was just like, look, if you want to go do something, go do it. Okay? He says, then later, I suggest to people to change their reviews to negative, completely genuine. People are emotional, rightfully so. Many of them won't be able to play the game anymore. It sucks. Imagine being in a country you paid, you love the game, and then all of a sudden you can't play the game anymore. Right? This echoes similar thoughts, less explicit sentiments of the CEO, Jonathan, who has been posting about the flood of negative Steam reviews, which also have now changed the game's score to be mixed. I think it's bummed about the understands of why people are doing it. Okay. So he goes on to say that if the only lever they have is which is making great game, he makes it clear again. The entire thing is Sony's decision. This morning, Sony is drawing fire to changing wording in the PlayStation Network, which again shows guilt of, oh man, we fucked up. Let's change it now going forward, which they will. Okay, they got caught changing it. So players are also observed that it's still split about the issue, which is some saying that this is also no big deal, and players are having to make the accounts for places like Ubisoft and EA. This is stupid right here. Again, the people that are saying, well, you made an account for Ubisoft, EA, and Microsoft, what's the big deal? They're missing the point completely. They missed the point completely, and they're still missing the point. They can't see the point because they're licking the boot. Okay? The requirements itself are debatable, but Sony, by the way, has rolled this out and communicated clearly a mess. As a result, the closed open up the warfare of the game developer, which it also produces one of the biggest hits in years. Okay? It's amazing to me that you have such a hit on your hands, and then you decide to kind of, I don't know, like throw it underneath the bus? Das Boot, yeah. He went on an online blaze of glory. Dustin says, well, Lords of the Fallen and Sniper Ghost contract to sign a contract with Microsoft to bring it to Xbox Game Pass. No, you don't only need that if you want the best of the best. Sounds like someone that doesn't play on PC. If you have to be, if you have to be the best, if you have the best of the best, Travis, you're not messing with the settings because you don't need to. It wasn't just Sony 30. It was Arrowhead too. I can send you a proof of. Oh, I already read it, Vandal. Already read it. They said they knew about it 6 months in advance. Yeah, I already read that. It was at the very beginning of the stream. They said they said that the CEO says I am partly to blame. We knew about it 6 months before the game came out, and yet it was his decision and Sony's decision to take it down because it was breaking the game when it launched. No, PL. I don't think it's doomed. I do think going forward, though, here's the thing, right? This weekend, I actually said I think this is going to have a Last Jedi effect, if that makes sense, right? This is before Sony bent the knee. Okay, all depending on like how long this was going to take. So this weekend, I said I think it's going to have the Last Jedi kind of take on it. So what happened with the Last Jedi when it came out is people were displeasured about it. And they wanted to make their voices heard, so they didn't support all the rest of the Star Wars stuff that came out afterwards, which was, Solo, and anything else that came out, right? So what this is going to do is going forward, if it's Arrowhead or if it's Sony's next PC launch, this is going to hurt sales. This is going to hurt sales because they're going to be like, well, you were going to change this, so what else are you going to change in the past, right? What else are you going to change? Or I should say, what else are you going to change in the future? So I think it might have a little bit of effect on that. I think Helldivers themselves, Helldivers 1 had that like 2 million people that played the game total. This one had 8 million people playing. And this is off a bad taste in people's mouth, so I think that'll drop down to, 4 to 5 million. They're still successful, but now people are going to be a little weary of what's going on. I mean, Arrowhead still made the money, right? They still made the money from the game when they first launched. They still sold 8 million copies. Even if they lose 1 million people returned it, I'm just making up a number here, they're still fine, right? They've still made way more money than they thought they were going to make. Now, how they use that money and how much they lose from it, that's up to them, right? They knew about it, and they also knew it would be a shit show. Yeah, they were trying to hold it off as much as possible. Hell, I would even put it this way, right? What about this? Let me get a little speculation here. What if they knew that Sony was going to do this, right? But they really wanted to make the game, and they wanted to get the money. That's why they went with Sony to get it published. And they went, you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's just make the game. Okay, let's just make the game. And then they got the game made, so they used Sony to get the money to make the game. Now they made the game. Now they put it out there, and they're like, well, the reason it's crashing right now is because of this. We need to remove this. Maybe the CEO is playing 4D chess and was like, we're gonna do what you ask. We're gonna put this in there, and then when the game came out, they said, no, it's breaking the game. We got to remove it. And then knowing they pushed it off and pushed it off and pushed it off, that they would get this pushback to then make it not go through. That would be a big brain move, wouldn't it? Steamers are funny people who had over 200 hours played. Yeah, Steam is just like, the fuck, dude. It's like, can you imagine Steam? Newell's like, what the fuck's wrong with these developers? Can't they just make a game, sell a game? I'm trying to sell games here, and these people keep ruining it for me. "30 is the bear in this natural environment when stories like this drop." I don't know what that means, dude, but I appreciate it. Or should I take that as an insult? I have no idea. 30, you're still going off on Arrowhead, huh? I step away a bit. Oh, this whole show is about what happened this weekend. There was nothing else that happened, Water. Nothing else happened except this weekend. I was surprised they finished it out this morning. I'm surprised they came to a conclusion this morning. You think he tried to delay it inevitably? I don't know, Alter. It seems to me. I mean, I don't want to say that this was done on purpose. But if you were a person, right? If you're a person that's trying to make a game, you have no money, right? Sony has all the cards here, right? Sony has all the cards. They own the Helldivers IP, right? Arrowhead does not own the IP. Arrowhead made the first game, and they made the second game. But Sony owns it. And they wanted to make a game, and then they did. They got the money. They got to make the game. They got paid, right? They got to fund the game that they wanted to make. They got the money so they can now live and have families and pay for their house and cars and all the other stuff, right? They were very successful on this. It looks good on their part. I don't know, man. They're like, this is going to kill it. You would hope that they would know that stuff like this was going to happen. I mean, they said they knew this was going to get pushback. The old Epic Games move. Right? It is a move, Jones. It is a move. They're not the first company, not the last. Yeah, this is a the Goonies t-shirt. Never say die. I wore it on purpose. I wore it on purpose today because the Helldiver community stood up strong and they fought back against the tyranny of Sony, the faction of Sony. They beat the automatons, they beat the Terminus, they beat the Sony faction. They never said die. Epic requires the same thing. You need to create an Epic game account to play online through Steam. Like Robert Jones mentioned, same thing Sony just tried. The difference, again, Quintar, is that day one and not day one. That's it. If you guys are everything else came out from this, okay? But it's the crux of the matter is it was after the fact. Majority of the people that bought the game, right? If we go back to this, if we go back to the actual, the majority of the people that bought this game, they said, their words, day one, they removed the account sign up on purpose because it was breaking the game. So they removed it, and when they removed it, everyone got to play. They fixed the servers, they did all the stuff. It skyrocketed. Nobody from past day one saw a thing pop up on the screen that said, hey, you're going to have to sign up in any way, shape, or form. The only way it was when you went to Steam, you had to scroll down past the point of buy, right? It's like the pictures, the video plays, what it is, the buy button, and then you scroll down a little bit more, and then it says the 3 bars of you're going to have to sign up for stuff, okay? Sony screwed up because they knew they fucked up, because that's why they changed their policy on their website on May 3rd, because they're like, well, wait a minute, it says optional. We got to switch the wording on that, right? That's a admit of guilt because they had the wording wrong. So now they're trying to tell people that you have to have a PlayStation account, but the wording on Sony itself says it's optional, okay? So they screwed up big time. Sony screwed up, Arrowhead screwed up, everybody screwed up across the board. It's not about signing up. It's about signing up 3 months after. That was a complaint, however. The fact that they have to tell you probably reacts from the complaint. My bad. I think this is time for Sony to hire a CEO that knows what the gaming is about. Sony was taken over by the automatons. I love some of the reviews that said that. That's from the jump, day one. This is 3 months after everything is established, and some of the people couldn't even play the game since you couldn't even make a PlayStation account. Right. Then it morphed into that, Kylo. Then it morphed into that. Okay? It morphed from where they took it out, nobody saw it, then they're implementing it 3 months afterwards, and people are like, well, what the hell is this? And then the people that bought it from countries that can't make a PlayStation account, right? And now they would lose the right to play the game. And if you didn't sign up, you would also lose the right to play the game. What's going on, dog? What's going on, Mo? There's a bait and hook. Helldivers 3 for sure. We'll have a sign up for the start. Oh, absolutely. They've learned their lesson, what they have to do now. Yeah, they pulled the game from a crap ton of countries. They delisted it because they can't sell anymore. If they sell anymore, they're going to put themselves in a shittier position. I got so many freaking... I mean, look at the turn of events from the weekend. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Here's the 6th, right? Still negative reviews, but lots of positive. A lot of people, right? A lot of people backtracked and put it back into positive. So as of this morning, I'm trying to find the actual article now. Let me just open up Discord again. So, after all this weekend, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on Helldivers 2 accounts linking update and May 6 update, which will also have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking it. Okay, for the players, current players beginning on May 30th will not be moving forward. Okay, so they're still learning and they're not doing it. So now there's no sign up for people on PC. Now again, now there's people complaining on the internet that, well, then why did they sign up for? Do you see how easily they just break? Like, well, I can't play the game. I'm going to sign up. Meanwhile, the people that stick to their guns and say, hey, I'm not signing up. This is not going to happen. I'm okay not playing this game anymore. I'm done playing it. And because they stuck to their guns, all the other people that broke and then signed up are now like, well, why the fuck did I sign up then? Well, there you go. Maybe have some integrity. Maybe have some gumption. You know what I mean? Maybe stick to your guns instead of just breaking down going, all right. I'll sign up. Don't take it away from me. They didn't learn shit except on how to screw you over better next time. That's true, Sarge. Yeah, they'll figure it out. Yeah, it would have been real easy if Helldivers said on June 4th, whatever the hell, June 6th, June 4th, when they implemented it for everybody else, that they said you can no longer play the game. We're like, okay, cool. Already got my 63 hours in. I'm good. You signed up because you love the game? No. Well, if you love the game, then you're not a person that's complaining, right, PL? Now, if you're a person that signed up because you thought they were taking it away from you, and now you're bitching that you had to sign up, do you know what I'm saying? If you had no problem signing up, then why are you bitching now that you signed up? I don't understand that mentality. I mean, you signed up, then bitch on why. That's just dumb. Right? That's what I'm saying. If you're a person that signed up with no issues, then you have no issues. Continue on. Right? But to give shit to people that didn't want to sign up and just go sign up. What else does that sound like? You remember something like that? What happened like a couple years ago? Just do it. Then you look back on it and go, why did we do that? Why did we do that? That's exactly right, Eclipse. Sounds very familiar. Yeah, sounds very familiar. Just do it was the Rock's phrase. No, that's Nike. I think that's Nike. Wait. One of the regions removed was Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory. Can't even play it. Yeah, they can't get PSN accounts. Just buy a PlayStation 5, guy. That's the best part, right? They doubled down here, right? Here's an article right here. Helldivers 2, this was on May 5th at 2:50 in the afternoon. Okay. Helldivers 2 pull from 177 countries due to PlayStation linking requirements, Arrowhead talking solutions. As Helldivers 2 reviews continue to collapse on Steam, Arrowhead best-selling action game has been pulled from around 177 countries. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? You're a hot commodity right now, right? You're on the 7th time all-time list. We just had an article about this on Thursday, right? They're 7th on the all-time PlayStation list for best-selling game ever. Ever for a PlayStation game. And then they pull you from 177 countries. Okay? Egypt, Georgia, Jamaica, Morocco are some of the notable countries with Helldivers 2 can no longer be purchased due to PSN Network not being available, sparking confusion amongst fans. Japan is also among the countries listed. But according to SteamDB, it was a separate package that is also still available, though users can't buy the global version. If you're in one of these places, if you're in one of those places, you can no longer play the game. Still, even after this, about the signing up process, these people still can't play the game because they can't make a PlayStation Network account. Right? So if they force people to have a PlayStation Network account, then these countries cannot play their game. But it's no big deal. It's no big deal because it doesn't affect me. Right? Just sign up. Just sign up. Right? It's idiotic. It's idiotic. Well, you signed up for Microsoft. You signed up. Microsoft is a completely different beast. Let's compare Microsoft real fast, right? What is the leading operating system in the world? I'll wait. Okay. Sure, there's Linux. Okay. Sure, there's iOS, or I should say OS from Mac. But most computers run Windows of some sort. And when you have a Windows machine, you have to have a Microsoft account. So already there. You're already signed up for Microsoft. Okay. Last time I checked, Sony doesn't have their own operating system on their computers. Last time I checked on Sony computers, you have to sign up for Microsoft because you have a Windows machine. For majority of the population. Right? But everyone wants to kind of break it down to, well, Microsoft makes you buy. Sony has computers. They did. I don't know if they still. It says, in the meantime, Helldivers 2 recent reviews on Steam are now overwhelmingly negative. Obviously, they've changed since then. The controversy kicked off on Friday when Sony Interactive Entertainment announced that the grace period in which Helldivers 2 did not need to be connected to the PlayStation Network account was ending. Starting May 6th, all new Helldiver players will also be on Steam required to play it. So, I'm not mad at Sony, but they're still playing the game. Still funny. So it's fine when Epic does it with Fall Guys, but not okay for Sony. Same thing happened. Did Epic do it after the fact or on day one? I don't know. I'm asking. After the fact? And was there no pushback? Am I gonna type in the Google search right now of, if I type in Fall Guys pushback? You know, I type in Fall Guys now, and the freaking movie's popping up left and right. Fall Guys game. There's a Fall Guys movie. Yeah, as soon as I typed in Fall Guys, all the Fall Guys movies coming up. I'm trying to look up here. The game sold over 7 million copies on Steam, and to close number of PlayStation within a few weeks of release, and the game is coming to Nintendo Switch. The deal means continued live investment into building Fall Guys. Now it just tells Washington Post just talking about how it's coming. There's a lot of articles on how to link your account. Do you have Quintar, something that shows that it came in after the fact? Oh yeah, Fall Guys is owned by Epic. Yeah, someone said that earlier. Dustin said that. Mo. Wait a minute. I have a question. Hold on. Yeah, so you're talking about, Quintar, you're talking about how Epic Games forced it 2 years after the fact, but Epic bought Fall Guys. Yeah. Yeah, so Epic bought Fall Guys, and when Fall Guys got bought out by Epic, a crap ton of people stopped playing the game. It's actually been pretty solid, but less people played. So here when did they buy it? Let's see. How much did Epic Games buy Fall Guys for? Estimated price valuation. That was on December 22nd. So they bought them at the end of 2023. Just recently? I thought they bought them. Is that true? No, December 2022. Yeah, 2022, 2023. So, Fall Guys caught players off guard when the debut 3 years ago. The Epic Games currently possessing ownership of the game. IP and Party Battle Royale game is undergoing major changes. Have estimated cost of $400 million. Fall Guys came out in 2020, inspired by TV show. Okay. Face of the platformer, parkour. Massive Storm made $185 million in revenue on the PC platform with 1 month in 2020 launch, and then it was followed by a dip of $45 million range in the following year. The same year, publisher Epic Games required. Okay, so they bought them in 2021. So 2021, they were scorching hot at the top, and then sometime in 2021, you can see there was a surge in 2022, and then it flatlined since then. So, I mean, they did lose a lot of people. People don't like to have a click many two buttons. Yeah, I look, I joke about this all the time. People on PC that are PC gamers don't want to take their mouse cursor. Like there's the Windows thing, right? Like here, if I close this, okay, if I go from here to here, here to here, That's asking too much. Right? Right? Epic launcher, Steam launcher. That's too much. And I joke about it, but it's true. Sony owns Helldivers IP. Yes, they own the IP. They don't own the studio. They own the IP. Translation, PC gamers are lazy. I'm pretty sure that most gamers are lazy, right? How many times have you went to go buy something online, right, and you don't have a credit card inside of the actual thing, right? Do you know why Amazon is so popular? Because like a one-stop shop. You already have an account online, and if you buy a game or ship something or buy something, it's just there. It's just simple, just one click. Okay? Game companies want you to sign up and put a credit card on file because they want you on file because it's easy to pay. Okay? If there's that break, right, where all of a sudden I click on it, I'm like, oh, I'm interested in this game, and then all of a sudden it says enter your credit card information. You're like, oh. You forget your password. You forget your credit card. You got to get up out of your chair now to go get it. You're like, ah, fuck it. You just click out. You hit the X button on the top. You say, I'll do it later. And you never do it. That happens all the time. No, it's a different lazy though, House. It's a different lazy that he's talking about. It's not about the modders, right? It's about people inconvenience. It's about the convenience factor. This is exactly why Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, Rockstar, they want you to make an account. They want you to have a credit card on file. They want you to do easy things so they can track you. They can do different things, right? This is why all these companies want you to sign up. Right? How much of a hassle is it when you have an account and your credit card's on file, but your credit card expired, and you're like, I gotta put another one in? I'm gonna buy this now. Quintar says the fine-tuned knowledge of PC gamers doesn't really make them lazy. Yeah, no, it's not lazy as far as moving this from here to here. It's the inconvenience factor for anybody across the board. I hate using Steam to open up the second launcher. The second launcher to play one game is dumb. Wasn't there a company that was designed? I forget who was making it. We talked about it like 2-3 years ago. There was a company that was making a launcher to put all launchers in that one launcher. You guys remember me talking about this? The one launcher to rule them all? Put the disc in, play the game is how it should be. It's just like any other game, right? PC, just click on a thing and just launches the game. Funny Morpheus says, Sony, you must create a PSN account to play a PC game you already bought. Also, Sony, you must buy a PlayStation to create a PlayStation account in Japan. Right. Well, you can't play it here. Now you have to go buy a PlayStation so you can play this game. Like a lot of people, I'm not saying everyone, a lot of people own a PlayStation and own a PC. And they decided to buy Helldivers on PC because they didn't want to connect it, right? They didn't want to play it on PlayStation. They chose to play it on PC. If you say launcher one more time, damn it, I said it. Do we get a free launch? Yeah, absolutely. Right, instant gratification. That's what it is. GOG kind of does that. There was another company, Eclipse. I forget who it was. I legit don't want an Oculus because I don't want a Facebook account. And it makes 100% sense, Jones. Right, well, you pay for online, but you pay for your online service. You're not paying an extra fee online to play games online on PC, right? I don't want a VR because how do you know they aren't scanning my brain with it? It's easy. You just got to put a tinfoil hat on when you play the VR, Travis. Come on. Come on. Everyone knows that, right, chat? If you don't want the aliens to come while you're playing VR and have the company scan your brain, you gotta wear a tinfoil hat while you play VR. Come on. Everyone knows this, Travis. Everybody knows this. I have no idea what the hell that is. I know you're talking about Drake, the rapper. I have no idea what the beef is or anything like that. And to be honest, I don't give a shit. Where do I sign the petition of not caring? Where's that? Is there a petition where I could sign it? I'll sign. I will make a PSN account to not care about that story. I could give you a website that has a great tinfoil hat. I'm a person. It's very simple for me, right? I'll buy your product if it's a good product. If you don't try to dick me over, I'll probably buy your product. If you try to dick me over in any way, shape, or form, or try to take advantage of me in any way, shape, or form as a business, right? Then no, I'm not going to do it. You've never heard of Drake? Interesting. Sony's had a hell of a week, right? With the Stellar Blades, like the Stellar Blade scenario, which I don't understand myself, but and now Helldivers. Good job, Sony, for staying in the media, for staying in the news. VR headsets are the new tinfoil hats. There you go. I'm afraid they're going to melt my brain. Let me go to submitted stories real fast. We actually had a non-Helldiver story, I think. Hold on. Nope. They're literally all Helldivers. Everything is Helldivers. Here's one. Here's one for... This is a rumor. This is a rumor. A non-Helldiver story from Xbox Era. Rumor! Xbox Cloud streaming for games you own in July of 2024, mostly. Okay? This is from 4 days ago. A post on Gaming Leak and Rumors subreddit has said the Xbox Cloud streaming for games you own in July 2024 will be arriving in the few key exceptions. Okay? User Ryan G writes, stated in the post that long-awaited functionality of the Xbox allowing their owners' games to be played in the cloud is due to arrive this July with a few caveats. In July 2024, after the showcase in June, Microsoft will allow you to start streaming your own games via the cloud with some publisher exceptions. Activision Blizzard, EA, some games, and CDPR. Okay? Square Enix will let you stream Final Fantasy XIV, but no other game at the moment. This is despite the cloud streaming version of their games existing due to Game Pass. Okay, it may seem strange for Activision Blizzard to be listed, but the cloud rights for all Activision Blizzard games for the past and the next 15 years belong to Ubisoft. Raiji writes, goes to say. Now, quote, publishers have been or will be given the option to opt in and to or out of the service. Most publishers, from what I've told, are happy with the terms Microsoft has given them. I do not have access to those terms. As Microsoft are still negotiating cloud streaming rights to Ubisoft or Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft wants some cash for Activision Blizzard games to stream, and Microsoft so far has said no. Here's what I don't understand about this, right? From just that sentence. Now, obviously, Microsoft and Ubisoft they're in bed together, right? They gave them the rights to have the rights for the streaming services. So obviously, I think Ubisoft games will come at some shape, way, or form to that cloud service. Now, Activision Blizzard is a weird one to me, considering they just bought them for almost $70 billion. Okay, and it says that Ubisoft want more cash for Activision Blizzard games to stream, which is just funny to me. Okay, because now Ubisoft is biting the hand that gave them, right? They're like, yeah, they signed a deal. We'll give you the rights for the streaming services. And then Ubisoft's like, well, we want more money for the games that you gave. It's like, what the fuck? Okay. See how this plays out for you, Ubisoft. So Microsoft so far has said no. All streamings will require Xbox Game Pass Ultimate account. And Microsoft is looking to work with the majority publishers exclusively deals with the hope that they will also be the only ones to offer the games via the cloud streaming digital ownership. The idea is that pulls people away from other platforms to enter the Xbox ecosystem, e.g. Microsoft have made the offer to Persona 6 to be console exclusive with the cloud streaming available for owned versions. This offers it for currently been turned down, but Microsoft do have their own potential exclusive deals in the pipeline. Obviously, physical owned games won't work. It would have done if Microsoft had their way with that launch in the Xbox One, though. It also was the digital licensing. It was also tied to physical ownership, and it also could transfer digital license. So, will you be using the xCloud streaming for games you own? Now, this is interesting. So, obviously, they want you to buy digital games. Now, you can play your games on your Xbox or Xbox Series S or whatnot, but now, games that you own, okay, which you really don't own, because they are digital, okay? But now that you have the digital on and you want to play those, not all the games that you own digitally are on the cloud service. But in July, majority of those games that you purchase that are not on the cloud gaming will be able to be played over the cloud gaming, which is actually pretty nice, right? There's a couple games I play that are third party. I play EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 over the cloud. It's phenomenal. Mostly single player, though, like the co-op with my son. I'll put my headset on for the quest, and we play that. It's phenomenal, even when we're on vacation and we go somewhere through the cloud. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what games they come through. I think it's funny that Ubisoft's like, yeah, we'll buy the stuff from you for Activision. And then Ubisoft's like, well, it is Activision. We're going to have to charge you a little bit more money. And Microsoft's like, really, dude? All right. If that's the way you want to do. So I could buy Starfield on Xbox and play it on your phone. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I've played Starfield through the phone. Here, you want me to show you? I can show you. I can show you right now. Right? I can literally play cloud gaming. Cloud gaming. Let me see. Starfield. Do. Did my stream fall off here? Okay. Controller not detected. I need a controller. Where's my controller at? Give me 1 second. Okay. Now I'll go back to the cloud gaming. Yeah, so right now, I don't need anything, right? I can literally play Starfield. Thinking. We'll let it think for a second. So let's see. What are you guys asking? So someone can buy a Starfield on Xbox and play it on their phone. Yes, through cloud. That's correct. And the television set and everything else. I've been saying that for over years now. Final Fantasy 16 is great, but it also shouldn't be on Xbox. Would have gotten it more eyes for sure. By the way, 30 Final Fantasy 16 is great, but shouldn't have been, or should have been on Xbox. Would have got more eyes on it. Question: if you're white, are you Caucasian? Yes. I'm not Caucasian. I'm gangster white. That was in sync with me opening up Fallout 76. It's at 40% right now for syncing data for Starfield. I haven't opened it up, so it's gotta figure out where my character is and stuff. So I think that's interesting that they're putting all the other games on there. I find it really interesting that Ubisoft is not letting Activision Blizzard games onto Microsoft because they hold it hostage now. Yeah, he's lost in space. I was thinking about going back in. It's a large universe, bro. Give it time. I will. And this is what I was saying. I'll turn like months ago. Me and Sarge talked about it before Starfield even came out. We said there's people that are playing Starfield that don't even own an Xbox. They can play it on their cloud. There's people that were playing Starfield streaming through their Xbox One through the cloud that was on a server of an Xbox Series, I think S, if I'm not mistaken. The update happened the 14th, 15th. Asmon ruined the Starfield for me. What did he do? I can never play it. Why? What did he do to it? Yeah, I mean, like, in the way that you can buy it, if not pay for Game Pass, it still uses the cloud, or does it still need Game Pass? No. You need to have Game Pass Ultimate. And this is exactly what I was talking about. They don't care if you buy a system. They don't care if you buy a system. They just want you in Game Pass. This is why I've been talking about it for years, that they're going to come out with a little keystone that they have. They just can't get the price down. And they're just going to sell you the small little box, the cloud thing, okay, with 3 months of Game Pass and a controller. And they can get it for like under $150, okay? Hence why they're teaming up with MetaQuest, okay? They're teaming up with MetaQuest, where they're making their own standalone thing. You buy the headset, it comes with a controller, and that's all you need. You don't need the actual system anymore. You can get a phone, you can get a tablet, you can get a laptop, you can get a television set, you can get an Xbox, you can get an Xbox Series S. It doesn't matter where or when you want to play, you'll be able to play. And the more people that buy it, the more people that play it, the more they use the cloud gets better. Not just because of Xbox. The more people that use the cloud across all avenues, the cloud gets stronger, right? This is the same example I talk about with Tesla. When just a few thousand people had Teslas and they were driving around one city, okay, in San Francisco, and they mapped out the city. This is why Tesla is not a car company. It's a AI company. And they literally, you buy a car that they can now use to map out the world. Okay? So anywhere there's a Tesla right now, driving on the streets is mapping out the locations for the maps to make maps better. More information, more data that's out there. Right? If you had one car driving around, it would take forever. But if you sold it to millions and millions of people, and those millions of people drove around, you would have it done in like that, right? So cloud gaming, if a couple thousand people are using cloud gaming, then But now as millions of people use cloud gaming gets better and better. Well, you know, it's funny, Travis. You're like, next Game Pass Platinum, now only $170, but still cheaper than the next Ubisoft game. That's right. Which is crazy, right? The game is just a joke in my mind. I know it's one of the favorite games, 30, and I respect your opinion, which is more educated than my own. But I just find that the game is a major water cooler joke. For what? Starfield? I mean, look, dude. Most people be like, what the fuck do you mean? What are you trying to say about my integrity? Like, I like what I like. You like what you like. Okay? I totally understand if people don't like Bethesda games, let alone Starfield. Okay? I think a lot of people have a mindset, like we had a conversation with Lono on Friday. He says that he wants a different engine on it, and I said that the engine is what Bethesda games are. So like Starfield with the creation engine, the reason Starfield is because of the creation engine. The reason Fallout is Fallout because of the creation engine, right? I'll stand by that. You know what I mean? Starfield just has way too many load screens. That's all it's loading. That's not true, though. If you play the game and go on a mission, you're going on a load screen like every 20, 30 minutes if you're doing through the mission. And the load screens are very short. They're less than 5 seconds. No, I didn't say you were trying to imply anything. I'm saying that a lot of people... All right, here. So finally, okay, it's synced up. Okay, so now let me continue. Load screen. Right? Like I don't know how to. There's really no there's no delay. Okay? Like I'm literally playing on my mobile phone on the cloud. Okay? Do you know what I mean? Like if you guys don't understand if you guys don't understand how crazy that is. Right? And I'm not saying Microsoft is awesome for doing this. Obviously, you can play on your PlayStation Portal and stuff like that, right? I'm playing a game. Okay, I'm playing the game. Right? it's crazy to me that people are like, oh, it's just so slow and stuff. It's like, this is the worst, right? This is the worst it'll be. Okay, the more people that play it, the more people that try it, okay, it'll get better and better over time. Hold on, I gotta make sure I'm logged out now, because and I can do that for any game, right? So all the games that are on here right now, if I want to go play, you know, all of a sudden now it's gonna load Star Wars up. And obviously there's load screens and stuff, okay? But it happens pretty fucking quick. Okay? It happens pretty goddamn quick. Let me go to play. Like, oh my god, there's a load screen. What's happening? Right? And when you're playing first person shooter games, sometimes it's spot on, right? Sometimes it's spot on, and other times it's a little delay, right? A little delay, right? I wouldn't recommend playing first person shooters or anything like that, but if you're playing a single player game, okay, right? If you're playing a single player game, it's totally good. Right? I played RoboQuest, I played a bunch of other games like that. Right. I'm also live streaming. Exactly. Right. So it's really cool technology. And obviously other companies will do this. Right. Now, how convenient is that? Right. You're talking about people that right now, people want to push back against it because they're like, I want to play on my console. I want to play on my PC. But if I could just play anywhere, right? What you play on your phone, and this is what I'm talking about. People think that because the phones I could play, everyone's like, who's going to play on a phone? Like, there's literally people on a train right now with a headset on that are playing in VR, right? I don't know why you would do that. You're closed off from the world, but and someone could come over and steal shit out of you. But anyway, right? Like, you can play where you want. You can play on your cell phone. You can get one of those things to hook it up. You can get a bone, like a what are they called? Backbone, bone controllers, whatever, where you put your cell phone in, and you're playing now your Xbox, but on your mobile phone, right? You're playing your PlayStation, because PlayStation could do the same thing. This is why I was like, why would you buy the Portal when you can play your PlayStation games on a phone right now as well, right? And this is why I was like, the disconnect that was happening. I was like, I don't understand why you guys are buying the Portal when you can already do it with your cell phone. They should put that around Nothing Big. It's also did much better, in my opinion, than the classic EA. Yeah, I don't know why you would put a headset on public transportation. Yeah, the Backbone. Don't use it much, but it's cool to have, especially because it works with the Delta emulator too. Right, and think about that. Everyone that has a phone, if they want to play their games now through PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass, right, all they have to do is get a Backbone connected to the actual phone that they already have. They're on a train ride. A lot of people think that, like, there's no commute here for me, right? Like, as far as public transportation, you have to drive, okay? But my son, right, because I chauffeur his ass around, he's either playing the Switch, or he's playing on his iPad, or he's playing on the Xbox. While we're driving in the car 70 miles an hour down a highway, as we go somewhere, he's playing video games, right? I would kill for that. You know what my video game was when I was a kid? It was a bug smashed in the front window that made a reticle, and I would sit on the middle console and pretend that I'm shooting the car in front of me, and when they put their blinker on, it was a hit, and they moved out of our way. That was my video game, okay? Now he's playing Mario Kart and Mario and Battlefront and all this other stuff while we're driving down the road. I try to play a game in some mobile while on the train, but most of them ask you to be online and keep losing connection. I'm done. And again, PL, you gotta remember, like, the more people use stuff, you have to be on Wi-Fi for most of the stuff, or you have to have unlimited data. I saw somebody have the Starlink, the Tesla, Elon Musk Starlink. We're in the middle of nowhere. He pays for Starlink. Okay. I have 0 bars. This dude downloaded, okay, and watched a movie in 4K with no problem. Okay. It literally just got his phone, not my phone. I didn't get anything from it. He pays for it. It hits his phone and his phone directly. It was crazy. I was like, that's amazing. That's amazing. This is a great game, bro. Don't make fun of space car troopers. It's come a long way. Come a long way. I'm not saying it's the greatest right now. But I said, what did I say? 6 years? Did I say 6 years? I'll have to go back and look at that video. I think I said 6 to 10 years or 7 to 10 years. I said cloud gaming will be the majority. And everyone thinks it has to be like something like 90%. No. It only has to get to like 36% between console, PC, and cloud. Okay? It's got to get to like 30, you know what I mean? It's got to get to that's the majority then. I could see the appeal for Starfield, but I can also see why people hate it. Sure. 100%. I can see people hate it because they don't know what to do with it. They need their handheld, and this is not a smackdown at them, right? They need their handheld because they play a game. They want the story. Where am I going? What am I doing? Let me do this. Starfield, Fallout, Skyrim, that's there for you, but it's also very, very side-off-ish, right? Like, you could just ADD, all of a sudden you're like, oh, what's this? And you go off, and then you're like, what am I supposed to do now, right? That's the thing. You could literally get lost in their worlds. That's the point. Exactly, Water, right? Let me tell you something. No Man's Sky, everyone's like, oh, it should be like No Man's Sky. All right. You get on one planet of No Man's Sky, at least back in the day. I don't know what it is now. I haven't played it in a while. But if I walk in one direction, great. I'm not hitting an invisible wall. But I'm also not hitting anything else, right? I'm seeing the same vegetation, same plants, same animals, same buildings, same stuff, same robots, and I'm going around the entire planet. Woo! I can go around an entire planet seeing the exact same thing. It's like Star Wars. There's no biomes. There's no nothing. It's just one planet of snow, one planet of water, one planet of jungle, and that's it. Great. Walk in a circle and find nothing in that place as well. No one bitches about that. Starfield does the exact same thing, but limits to a small little section, which is still larger than every game out there. Right? And they're like, there's nothing here. It's like, but that's what it is. Right? That's what it is. And if you play the game like Starfield and you do the mission and then go here and then fast travel here and then fast travel here and then fast travel here and fast travel here and fast travel here, yes, you're in load screens. But if you play the game, walk to the location, search, look, find, destroy, kill, get the thing, go back to your ship, then it's a load screen. I've got a buddy that spent 70 hours becoming a drug lord manufacturer in Starfield. Can No Man's Sky do that? I don't think so. And I'm not giving shade to No Man's Sky, because No Man's Sky is a fantastic game in its own right. Okay? But to say that that's better than what Starfield is doing is just insanity, because you can literally walk around the planet. It would take you a literal week to like walk around by yourself and find nothing. You can make drugs in No Man's Sky? Really? I know you can have like a factory and stuff as far as making stuff, but I don't think you can make drugs, can you? I don't think that's part of the lore. I just dismissed the folks that try to compare the two. They're completely different types of games. Sure, they're both space, and that's where everyone wants to compare. And here's the funny part, Vandal. If Starfield adds something, you're like, oh, they just copied that person. Right? If they did this, oh, they're just copying that thing. If it's No Man's Sky, if it's Dark Horizon, was it not Dark Horizon? Elite Dangerous. If it's Star Citizen, Star Trek, Star Wars. They don't call it a drug, but it's a plant in the picture with the weird shaped name in it, and you know what they did there. I got you. Someone say drugs. So Miller Ross is talking about Marvel Rivals. He posted something. He says, Marvel Rivals closed alpha overview. No NDA. 5 modes, tutorial, quick match, pocket universe, custom, and competitive. Tutorial, quick match, pocket universe, custom, and competitive. Okay. Dawn of Legends tournament with 22,500 prize pool money. May 10th to 19th. Earn additional invites in-game and watch streams to earn invites and sweet rewards. Okay. It says close alpha tests, events, tournaments, and live streams, and more. Okay. Since we announced Marvel Rivals just over a month ago, hundreds of thousands of players worldwide have signed up for the closed alpha test. And our Discord community has crossed over 100,000 mark. The overwhelming enthusiasm of Marvel and hero shooters from all corners of the globe are blown away with expectations and honored to fire up the support and encouragement. Is anyone really surprised about a Marvel game getting hyped about it, though? I mean, we've seen this before. The limited spots available for the CAT mean, or the closed alpha test, not everyone is signed up can jump into the fray, but the passion won't go unnoticed. We're rolling out extra chances to snag a spot during the... This, to me, is just kind of bullshit, right? Either open it up or don't. With this fact that I gotta watch fucking Twitch and I gotta watch a person I don't really give a shit about play it so I can maybe get a reward to get it. Just open up the goddamn thing. It's a test. Okay? So the closed alpha test Marvel Rivals will kick off on May 10th at 5 p.m. until May 20th. We're unlocking 5 modes to your exploration. Tutorial, quick match, pocket universe, custom, and competitive for those curious of the difference. Tutorial, learn the basic techniques in fighting as superhero or galactic. That's what I like to call journalists setting. Okay. A quick match, choose your hero, defeat enemies, and complete mission objectives. Pocket universe, respawn at a flexible location and eliminate as many enemies as you can. So it's like a horde mode, isn't it? Custom, create custom matches to play with you with or against your friends. And competitive, ascend through the ranks amidst thrilling and intense battles. Okay? Gear up with the 6v6 Dawn of Legends tournament, a hefty prize pool alongside a range of thrilling events in-game. And also the first time ever, we're launching our Twitch channel and rolling out the content creator program, so tune in and join in for the fun. Okay? I love how it's a test, and yet they're having a fucking tournament. Okay? Dawn of Legends 6v6 tournament is big prizes. Sign up for Dawn of Legends, a VI for the Legendary Glory, a total prize pool of 22,500. Every member of the top 32 factions will earn the exclusive title Dawn of Legends as well. Rally your friends as a faction and will receive detailed instructions after registering for the tournament. Well, how do you register for a tournament if I can't get in? Right? It's a small knit off community. Oh, and by the way, you can earn some more areas. Like, how are we supposed to compete if not all our friends can get in? Interesting. Dawn of Legends is rolling out in 3 phases. Registration from May 10th to 13th. Open qualifiers from May 14th to the 16th. And knockout stages from the 17th to the 19th. The tournament will be live streamed on Twitch entirely, so you can also witness the glory and divide into the interaction. Extra invite codes bring friends into your fray. Join the closed alpha test. Invite your friends into the fray during the test phase. Players meet the certain milestones for snagging additional invite codes from the in-game event page for limited time. Grab a code, rally your friends, and dive into the Marvel Rivals adventure together. Plus, get in on the content creator program and tune into the Marvel Rivals live stream to earn even more invites. Is that only on Twitch? So, there you go. Closed alpha overview. Dawn of Legends, 22,500 prize pool. Are you in Discord? They resent out the Google Doc to fill out again. Might want to check it out. Did you post it somewhere? Oh, in their Discord. Oh. Where the hell is their Discord? There it is. I've already done this, though. I'm not going to sign up again. I've already signed up. Just play Paladin. The art's awesome. I do like the art. I've earned $50 gift card from Microsoft Rewards. I use it to buy Starfield so I can have an educated opinion on this. What? But why would you spend $50 gift card when you can just get Xbox Game Pass for a month and try it out? Why would you spend $50? I'm not sure if invites already went out. I'm gonna check my other email. I don't think I got one, so I'm gonna need you guys to do your best job to get it. Who's it by? Is it by? Who's the? No, I don't have anything. No. I got nothing. Invites went out already. I think like a week ago. 2 weeks ago. I do find this funny.
Right, this is for the Helldivers thing. Right, that's Gabe Newell that you guys don't know. Right, and it says, sees a rival company change the requirements of a game months after the initial purchase, puts a stop to it by issuing unconditional refunds. Okay, then only then does the company, which plans on releasing more games soon, backs off. he's like, what are we doing here, people? That's funny. That's funny. You know what I said? If Helldivers fails, this is before they fixed it this morning. I was like, you know, Starship Troopers is still out there, right? Starship Troopers is still out there. What was the cow picture you posted? Well, the cow picture I posted here. If you guys don't realize what I sent you, okay, the cow picture I sent you. Okay. This is a cow, and I'm taking a picture. You see all those other cows over here? One of these things is not like the other was the caption I put. Okay. If all the cows are on this side of the fence, and this cow is over here, this is a cow, right? This cow is not supposed to be on this side of the fence. This is my side of the fence. That's their side of the fence. She decided that she didn't want to be on that side of the fence anymore. She's a good cow. She's a good heifer. Her name is Fate. This is a cow on drugs. What you can't see is her baby is like on the other side of her, like on the other side of the fence. And she's like looking at her like, why are you on that side? What are you doing over there? So that's your cow now? I mean, it is my cow. Now it was really hard to get her back over the fence. So it's a flying cow? No, actually, a lot of people don't know this, but cows can jump pretty goddamn good. So your cow jumped over the moon and the fence. They look so tasty. Well, she produces the tastes. We don't eat her. She's a good mom, and she pumps them out, and then we eat her children. I don't think a lot of normal person would guess that, Mike. I mean, horses jump. I always find it funny when people come over. They're like, "Oh, what do you do with the baby cows?" I'm like, "Oh, what's your favorite meat?" They're like, "Oh, I love veal." I'm like, "Well, there you go." If you're not talking about a cow, that sentence there would have been got you on jail. That's why I put the cow on the screen. I was like, veal is so good. Nom nom. I'm not sure. I don't have a horse, so. Horses are like boats. They're expensive. You don't get your money back unless you breed them or race them. unless you board them, then you can make money off of that. They get very, let's just say when you take their kids away from them, they don't shut up. They're very loud and they're very sad, but they also are like gamers. They have goldfish brain. So within a day or two, they forget they have a kid. And they move on. Thank you. Thank you. Are you assuming they forget? They forget. I'm not assuming anything. You just give them some food, house, and then they're good. Not the move on pun. Why were we mad at Helldivers again? I forgot. Let's liberate some planets. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Is this real? Oh, okay, it's not real. Someone posted a poster, 2026, The Goonies, The Curse of One-Eyed Willie. I think that would be the last... Not really a franchise, just one movie, but I think that would be the last movie they would have to destroy for me. Vandal says, one of my cats died and his brother was like, sweet, more room for me. No, your cat was probably sad and was like, I want to cuddle with you. So this is the first look at Superman. We were looking at him the other day, and we didn't know if it was real or not, right? There you go. There's the new Superman, I think, right? Or is that Photoshop too? I can't tell anymore. I don't even know what's real anymore. I think that's the new logo, right? I think this is actual official from the account. Taco Bell cooks their eggs in a bag. This is why when I go to a restaurant, Taco Bell eggs. I go to a breakfast place. I actually, when I order eggs, I'll order, sunny side up, eggs Benedict, or anything like that because I know they're using real eggs. Why is Superman sitting putting boots on? Where's the phone booth? Yeah, this picture, I have to say, it does say a lot. Because there's like an alien being or something happening in the background of the city. and he is suiting up like he's taking a break. Like, all right, gotta get my boots on. Like, he would just super fast change and go. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck would he be sitting down taking his time? He's just like he's getting ready for work. Talk all that shit you want about McDonald's, but the Egg McMuffin eggs are real? Okay. You say so. Pixel says that picture just shows how superheroes are tired of this world. that is true. Right? It looks like me getting ready for work. I used to work a regular 9-to-5 job. I'm like, fucking people. Right? Like he just doesn't care. It's like, all right. Just like, just fucking it. He probably hasn't got any sleep because his uniform is pretty beat up. Meaning he hasn't got it dry cleaned. Exactly it. He's just like, for fuck's sake. Gotta do this again. The others are fake. I scientifically proved he was fake when I was like 8 or something. Who did you find out was fake? Have I seen the new Joker? Did they post the new Joker picture of him? You're not talking about the new Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. You're talking about the new Joker. I'm trying to look to see. I don't see any picture of the new Joker. All these are like fan made, AI made. Oh, yeah, the Suicide Squad Joker's Jared Leto's Joker? Yeah, that's They already showed a Robert Pattinson Joker. No, that's a different Joker. We're talking about the Joker in... Oh, not Joker. Lex Luthor. That's what I guess what I'm thinking of. I thought you were talking about Lex Luthor for a second. Joker. Yeah, the last Joker was in Robert Pattinson's Joker when he's in jail. That's the newest Joker until Joaquin Phoenix's next Joker comes out, which is a musical, which is a prequel, isn't it? This sequel to Joker is a prequel to Joker because isn't the second movie is like what he sees in his head in the first one? Yeah, I think. Let me look it up. I didn't even see the first Joker yet. Let's see. The Joker sequel, officially titled Joker Full of Decks, will see Joaquin Phoenix reprise his role as Arthur Fleck, who, after the events of the first movie, might as well just be the Joker now. He'll have some A-list company, too, as Lady Gaga is making a DC debut. I could have sworn I saw someone say it was a prequel. So what I heard, again, I haven't seen the first one yet. I heard that what is in his head, okay, in the first movie is what he's fantasizing into. I don't think it's a prequel because he gets caught in the first one. Right. So I think, again, I haven't seen it. So the first one. So I think it's a sequel / prequel because it goes back and then it's him what he thinks and then it continues on. Like it's like the singing. That's why it's a musical. Right? It's a musical, but it's like what is happening in his head. Yeah, he's a mental patient, so you can assume some things. Right. It's like he's fantasizing about the stuff, and I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to watch the first one. Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn, Joker, final halves on the film claim fans. Harley Quinn is seen a formidable character and also be a crucial character in Joker 2, according to his. Yes, I don't know if it's an official like prequel. It's some weird thing going on. I'm pretty sure he does not end with him being caught in the first one. It's caught when he then a riot happens and they crash a car and he gets out with the criminal. Maybe it all doesn't exist. Maybe the first movie is literally all in his head because he's already in the mental institution. Who knows? I'm gonna have to watch it. 12:30 already? Jesus. I'm pretty sure he did. Oh, I already read that one. He's the new Tyler Durden. I'm nearly up to 10 green bottles, just saying. 10 green bottles for what, Pixel? I wonder if his mental state could give him some kind of superhuman abilities, like getting hit by a car and continue running. Oh, I have a question. Is Space Marines 2 that's coming out later this year, didn't they say that was coming to Game Pass, or is it not coming to Game Pass? I can't find it, but they said it's coming to Game Pass, but I could have sworn they said it was coming to Game Pass. Did they change it? The story goes in that direction. I'm gonna be so mad. I hate when they do that, and is also why I headed even into the first movie. I hated the first movie. I had his head even in the first movie. Also, would be so damn stupid. I didn't see the first one, so I don't really know. If it's not broke, why fix it? That'd be fine to be the second one, all in his head. But it's better than not mad for the first one. I mean, again, I haven't seen the first one, so maybe it'll be good. If it's in his head, I don't know. I mean, why would it be a musical? You know what I mean? I think it kind of is in his head. That's why it's a musical. This to me is hilarious. This 100% needs to be a cape in Helldivers, just to remind people what happened in Helldivers. If the developers make this into an actual cape in the game, that would be so fucking great. That'd be so great. As a reminder of what they got past. And they give it to only PC players, not PlayStation players. It's only on it's only on PC. Yeah, because PlayStation players didn't review bomb it. They were licking the boot. I don't know why people are hating on that so hard for the new Crow movie. I think it looks good. I have a video on it. I'm not gonna watch it. I just don't think you need to make a remake of it. And I know there was another one. I didn't watch that one either. So I don't know if the movie's going to be bad or good. Just not interested in it. Xbox is apparently very confident in the 2024 Summer Showcase lineup. Okay. I mean, would they come out and be like, we're very disappointed in our showcase that's coming up this... Like, who would say that? Who would say that? I saw the first movie in theaters. It wasn't great even back then. Sure. But Brandon Lee and I already had a video, so you can go watch that video on the Nerding with 30. Brandon Lee died making that film, and unfortunately, even back then, it was critical that they went back and had a stand-in and used older footage and other things, and you're right, the movie wasn't that good, but for some reason it stuck with us, right? I love the first Pro, right? I love the character, and the other ones just don't look as good. So, on that base alone, I'm not interested. So I'm not going to watch it. Sarge says, fucking Crow movie already exists. Watch the original Crow movie and stop piggybacking on the ideas and have already succeeded. Make up your own fucking ideas. Yeah. And look, if you want to go support the new Crow, cool. Go support the new Crow. But don't give me shit for not supporting it because it doesn't look good to me. I want to see a better Crow movie. Then support what you want. That's the whole thing. Look, Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, not a very good movie. I didn't like that they made a remake of Judge Dredd, but the remake of Judge Dredd was a much better Judge Dredd in my opinion because it was more closer to what Judge Dredd is. Doesn't take his helmet off. He was the character. It's a better movie. It's a better movie. I'm not saying there's no such thing as a better film. All I'm saying is I'm not interested in it. They make a product. They sell the product. My job as a customer is if they show me a product that I'm interested in, then I decide if I'm interested in it or not, and then I pay for it. I don't automatically go, oh, another Crow movie. I'm going to support it. Why aren't I interested in remakes? I feel like a lot of movies don't need remakes. That's why I'm not interested in remakes. Right? I didn't like go out and to the theaters to support Dredd when it came out because I didn't. I watched it way after the fact. Right? I don't like if Back to the Future comes out again, no. I won't watch it. Right? I don't want remakes of things. If you want to go watch the movie, go watch the original. There's no need to remake the film. Yeah, like I don't want a look, if you want to make a sequel to the film, cool, but you can't make a sequel to the film of Crow because the actor's dead. So it's gonna be off. It's gonna be off. Now, if you want to make because a reboot, like for instance, the Batman that Michael Keaton did and the Batman that I can't remember his name, but Nolan's Batman and now Robert Pattinson's Batman, Christian, that you know who I'm talking about, right? Like, that's not a remake. That's like a reboot, right? That's a separate entity. That's not Michael Keaton and then remade as a different, right? Those are different. Those are different movies completely. Christian Bale. Thank you very much. Right? Like those are different. That's not a reboot of an old movie. That's a completely different movie done in a different spin. I'm okay with that. Okay, but if you redo The Crow, or if you redo Back to the Future, or you redo Star Wars, or you redo, I'm not interested. Sarge says, I support remakes if they are redoing a movie that was made before the industry had the means to tell stories correctly. Special effects, scope, settings. If it shows the movie in its true light. I don't see how those aren't remakes. Well, they're completely different storylines. They're completely different storylines. What would you call the new Ghostbusters? Those are sequels. So Ghostbusters Aftermath and Ghostbusters, what the hell, the Frozen Empire, or whatever the hell it's called, those are sequels. There's Ghostbusters 1, 2. Aftermath continues on that. And then Ghostbusters continues on that. Those are continuation of the original. That's not a redo. A redo would be that you recasted Dan Aykroyd and all them, and they are Spangler and all them. That's a remake. If you're taking the characters and redoing exactly as it is, the comic book characters are a little different than the other ones. But they're different, completely different stories. Like, Michael Keaton and Michael Keaton's Batman is completely different than Nolan's Batman. Right? One is comic booky and one's in the reality world. That's why I said House. They had to superimpose him because he died on the set. And unfortunately, that's what it is. Even Crow 2 sucked. Like the Rocky films, those are continuations, right? You didn't remake Rocky and make Rocky Balboa. They kind of did when they made Creed, right? Right? It's a separate thing. The continuation, and then it's a spin-off of that. It's not Rocky. And again, I'm not talking shit about the Crow movie. If you want to go watch it, watch it. Right? It's their job to sell me on a movie. If it doesn't look good, I'm not going to watch it. Sure, it's the same boxing plot, Sarge, but again, it's a sequel, right? It's not Rocky Balboa. It's not a remake of John Cena playing Rocky Balboa, right? Or, you know what I mean? Honestly, I think if any movie deserves a remake, The Crow is a good choice. But you said the first one sucked, so why would it deserve? So the criteria is the movie has to suck for it to deserve to get a remake. Is that what you're saying, House? It's got to suck before it can get a remake? Never watched it, PL. Never watched the remake of RoboCop either. Never watched the RoboCop one either. Pro, the quest for more money. Because it's a great character, but Brandon Lee was a poor actor, and the whole film production was a tragic catastrophe. Oh, Brandon Lee would have been a huge star after that if he finished out the film. Same with what's it called? Heath Ledger after their Joker performance. He would have went up to the next echelon of acting. I'm sorry, Dolphin. What is that? I've never heard of that one. That's one of those Mandela effect things, right? That actually didn't happen, did it? Please don't compare Ledger to Lee. They aren't in the same universe. What do you mean? My comparison was both the people died, and they would have both been in the next stratosphere after their movies were done, if they were both alive. That's the comparison. That's not saying anything about their acting ability or anything like that. It's literally Heath Ledger would have went to the next echelon of acting because of what he did in that movie. And the next job for Lee would have been a better movie for him, and he would have started going. How many old black-white movies got remade in color? Plenty, I assume. There are a lot, but at the same time, there's a lot more. Like, have you ever seen was there a remake of Gone with the Wind? Nope. Was there a remake of Wizard of Oz? Nope. They tried, right? With not actually the Wizard of Oz. They did the what's the one with James Franco? Right? Lots of Citizen Kane. They never got remade. Right? There's a lot of movies that have never been remade because they don't need to. You can go watch the movies. They're great films. Many Dracula versions out there? Sure. But Dracula is a little different, right? That's part of the what's the word I'm looking for? The Grimm series, right? Isn't that the Grimm? No, is Dracula part of the Grimm? When companies first started making movies, that was like a go-to thing to do because it wasn't owned and it was easy to make. It's a completely different landscape now in films when it was back in the day to what it is now. Sure, and then there's also been movies like Mod Squad, which is a Dracula film, or Dracula with like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? There's always been different variations of Dracula, but it's not a remake. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not making that exact same movie again. It's making a different version of that film. There's a difference. You could take a Batman film, you could take a Crow film. Right? I don't even know what maybe Crow's doing this. Okay? If they're telling a completely different story, set in a different place, different person, it's not the same character, right? I don't know. Let me go look it up real fast. Where's the how did my mouse go? You kidding me? My battery died? Awesome. I can't move my mouse cursor. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, 1 second. There we go. My battery's literally died. Let's see here. Yeah, see, he's playing the same character. He's playing Eric. So that I think that's a problem. Like if they tell a different story, I think cool. But if he's playing the same character, what I said was, how is it not true that every movie I have seen him in barely says anything? Just came out of with a movie where he's mute and deaf. Who's that? Eclipse. Oh, you're talking about Bill? He doesn't talk in any of the movies? Can't move your mouse cursor? No problem. Just sign up for a cloud-based mouse where you never have to worry about it again. $6.99 a month. Yeah, I don't know the actor myself, personally. What else has he been in? Oh, he looks familiar. Let's see. John Wick Chapter 4. Okay. Burn All My Letters. Barbarian. Clark. Eternals. Soulmates. Devil All the Time. Nice Days. Castle Rock. I haven't seen any of his things. Obviously, I saw John Wick, but what character did he play in John Wick? I don't remember that. He was in Deadpool 2, so I saw him in that. I haven't seen him. I haven't watched him at all in almost anything. I've seen him in maybe like bit parts here and there. What did he play? I don't even know what he played in. In John Wick 4. Oh, there he is. Oh, he played that guy. Got it. Got it. All right. I just oh man, I just saw this on scrolling through. Jeremy Clarkson says he's not homophobic, as he likes watching lesbian porn. I love British humor, man. I love the. Yeah. I can't, Pixel, I can't help, but every time I look at this picture now, right? Now here's a close-up of him, right? It's just like, he doesn't want to be Superman. You've completely ruined Superman for me because of the statement of, it's like he doesn't want to be bothered. You've ruined it for me. No, don't apologize. It's 100% correct what you said. Clarkson Farm Season 3 came out. I started watching that this weekend. All I had to do was sign in and give him my information to make an Amazon account. I was like, that's fine. Helldivers, no! Not gonna get it! No, we already had our information taken from Amazon, so we're good. That's right, beer, food, and horsepower. All right, it's 1 o'clock, and I'm just rambling here. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tonight, actually, for some gameplay. Not sure what we're going to play tonight. We might jump into some Star Wars Battlefront 2, just because I feel like playing some Star Wars. Other than that, I appreciate it very much. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We'll be back tomorrow for more gaming news. Actually, more news stories other than Helldivers, I think. Here's a hoping. Okay. Play some Helldivers? Nah, I'm good. I'm good right now. I don't want to come running back, Water. I don't want to come running back like I was desperate for it. You know what I mean? So, I'll see you guys tonight. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.